3, 2, 1, go. Have you ever seen those photos where people shoot through windows, glass, transparent objects or anything like that to get really cool photos of people throwing water towards the camera or even getting cool reflections? Well, it got me thinking, and I know that we have this glass transparent tabletop for some outdoor furniture that we have that we just are never using. So I thought it would be a good idea to see if we even have it still out the back and see what kind of photos I can come up with. So I'm looking to see if we have the glass top. Yes, we do. So I just need to give it a bit of a wipe down and clean. Once I got that in the car, I just had to pack my camera bag and it was off to Jay's. Here we are. Hello, lovelies. What's cracking?
Hi.
The models.
The model.
Models.
Model.
Models.
Model.
Now going into this photo shoot, I really only had one idea in mind, and that was throwing the water from a glass to the camera and having the glass transparent object thing in front of the camera. And to set the camera on a high shutter speed so I could get the particles of the water being thrown at the camera. And 3, 2, 1, go.
Is that scary when she throws it at you?
Earlier that morning, Dilly messaged me and she said it would be a really cool idea if I got one of the girls to get some red lipstick and write a word on the glass and I would take a photo from the other side. And so we attempted doing this, except it really wasn't working as the sun was way too harsh. We were shooting in the middle of the day and I just could not see what the hell I was shooting. So we tried to work around it and we put the glass on top of the table, and then yeah, we just ended up getting a bunch of shots that I'll show you at the end of this video. The next thing I wanted to try was get some reflection shots, see if I could get some reflections of the sky or something like that, or even get Mel to stand on the other side and I would just take a photo of the glass itself and just capture her reflection for the photo. And again, I was shooting in the middle of the day, so that was our first mistake, shooting at about 11, 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. The sun was so harsh, I could barely see the camera. I could barely see what I was taking photos of, and so I was kind of getting a little bit annoyed, or very annoyed, that I just couldn't get the photos right. So I wanted to get like another Geordie Coalytic style photo as well, setting the glass on 2 chairs, and then I would get underneath and maybe I could get Melanie dropping something and I would put that something on the glass and then it'll look like, you know, I'm right underneath it. So I asked Jay, what can we use? What's something that people drop all the time? And that's when she said, we're gonna drop her phone. So she's got a cracked phone screen. Hey, I've got a old phone that has a really, really cracked screen. Like the whole front of the phone is absolutely damaged. What if we got a photo of Melanie dropping that phone? Originally, I wanted the photo to look as if you can see through the ground. So if you were to drop your phone, it smashes on the ground and it's sort of like you can see looking up, except that the photo didn't actually turn out like that. It turned out like as if she was just dropping it, so it was more of an action shot.
Is my hair still staying this far away, or?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
But actually go for I think the thing that frustrated me the most about this photo shoot was the fact that going into it, I had this vision in my mind of what I sort of wanted these photos to turn out like. The fact that I wasn't able to create what I had envisioned, it was just annoying me. Annoying me to the point where I was very unmotivated, uninspired, and I just wanted to just call it quits and just go home. So on my way home, I actually went and drove to the beach because the beach is where I get most peace of mind, and I can just sort of breathe and just think and collect myself again, pick myself back up, and then get back into it. I knew that by going to the beach, I would sort of get motivated again and inspired to go home, actually sit down, have a coffee, edit the photos and see how they turned out. And that's what I did. I managed to get 4 different types of photos that you can do with a transparent glass object. And they turned out okay. I'm not overly happy with them. I don't hate them. They are what they are, and this was a massive learning curve for me because of the process and the things that I learnt on this photo shoot. So if you don't actually end up doing these glass object ideas or whatever, I hope you can take one thing away from this video, the fact that things aren't always gonna work out the way you plan. Even though you would love them to, sometimes they don't. Sometimes things work out for the better and it's much better than what you planned, and sometimes they don't. And when they don't, it's important to have the mindset of accepting that, accepting failure, accepting that your photos can just look like absolute crap. But that doesn't mean to stop. That doesn't mean to just give up and think that you're not good enough. It just means that you just gotta take the time to collect yourself and get back into it and try again the next day. Even though I'm not 100% happy with these photos, I still post them, I still make this video because I can look back at this and look at it as a learning curve and see what I can change and what I can do differently. Because that's what all this is about. You can't just go from being a beginner photographer, videographer to an expert. It's the whole process in between and what you have to go through. I want to go from here to here. And how do I do it? This is the process. So if you can relate to this in any way, in any form, please let me know in the comments below because I want to meet you. I want to connect with other photographers that are going through the exact same thing I am. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you do want to check out all the photos I did, they're on my Instagram. I'll leave my name just down here. It's also down in the description. And if you did like this video and you enjoyed this content, maybe consider liking and subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. And with all that said, I'll catch you in the next one. See ya.
I give my life, I give it all. For a look, for a call, for a kiss, for a roll, a part of it.